This is Nick Urich, and you're listening to Let the Hate Flow Through You with Jeremy Shear and El Hordano Diablo.
Let the hate flow!
Available on the Lousy Weather Media Network.
Welcome to Let the Hate Flow Through You, your weekly dose of audible hatred. I'm Jeremy Shear.
El Hordano Diablo.
And this week via Zoom, we are joined by my sister.
Hi, everybody.
Hello,
Your
sister.
your enthusiasm did not translate just because if it were a video podcast, everybody would be like, she's fucking stupid.
Oh, well, let me give you something better. Hello, everybody.
There you go.
There it is. There it is.
Audio jazz hands.
So, sister of mine, why do you hate pet parents?
Well, the short answer is I don't think your golden retriever belongs in a Starbucks.
Oh, no, it doesn't. I don't want
What if it's a
hair in my
service dog?
coffee.
Well, I mean, that's different. And I don't think that people who have service dogs treat their dogs like children. Service dogs, they're valuable for society. I mean, people use them for all kinds of things. They use them seeing eye dogs. They use them. Seizure detection is another great thing. And that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the person who believes that their fur baby deserves the same rights as an actual baby.
I hate that term too.
Mm-hmm.
It's awful.
Fur baby is not your pet. Fur baby is the little furry person that you're paying to pay attention to you. That's your fur baby.
So I could be somebody's fur baby?
Yeah, you could be somebody's fur baby.
Right on.
What's your persona, Jordan?
General delinquent and laziness. That's my gimmick.
Okay.
My persona is kitty.
Of course it is.
If I were an animal, I'd be an owl. That's what I would be.
So you would fly into people's window and kill them?
Yeah. Well, there's that, and there's just like the general like bulbiness of their body and their head kind of fits my whole gimmick as well. So I think I'd be an owl.
I thought it was because you were a no-limit soldier and you went hooty-hoo.
Make him
I
say,
think I'd be a dolphin. I'd be a dolphin because you can get away with all sorts of things because people think you're cute, even though dolphins are pure evil.
Yeah, you could just start drowning people.
I mean,
but you're playing.
Well, that I kind of like. I sympathize with a dolphin on that, kind of like I do with sharks. Like I have what I call a healthy fear of the ocean. I'm never gonna get drowned by a dolphin. I'm never gonna get eaten by a shark, or at least the likelihood is very, very low. And that's because I stay my fat ass out of the ocean. If you go into something else's habitat, you entered its house, so it gets to do what it wants. Personal belief. Healthy fear.
I agree wholeheartedly. And I think that actually goes back to pet parents, right? Is Home Depot is my habitat. Well, it would be if I was so inclined. Why does little Fifi need to go in and ride in the basket with you can leave your dog at home for 2 hours, right? And this isn't to say, I guess, and I think this is an important, when we talk about pet parents, right? I think that there are people who can love an animal as much as I love my child. But there's just a fundamental difference between being the custodian of an animal, service or not, and raising a child.
Oh, there's a big difference. There's less runny poops with raising an animal.
Yeah. You expect to have to go into the backyard and clean up solid poop from a dog, and or I would love to litter box train my child, but that's just not in the cards. I don't think she'd go for it, to be honest.
No, and then you get litter in uncomfortable places, and it's all bad.
Mm-hmm.
But trust me, as someone that has 2 litter boxes in their in one room, is not as great as it's cracked up to be. I wish
one
I
for
could
you, one for Nick.
Yeah. Nick uses the litter box a lot more than I do. Then he's got a 3rd litter box in his bedroom for his girlfriend.
But he claimed his room by using his litter box more than yours.
Yeah, that's how it's done. Yeah, getting litter under my nails. It's the worst.
But like, okay, so like a fundamental difference in rate, like, all right, I'm sorry, but you don't raise an animal.
Right.
You know what I mean? You raise a child. You can't raise an animal. You can, like you said, I forget what the word you used was, but like if you're the caretaker of an animal, that's one thing, and you can love that animal, and I think you can love it on like very deep levels, like especially for people like myself who don't have a kid, but I also don't have an animal because like I recognize enough that I can barely take care of myself, so I don't need to add anything to my family, and that's just, I hope, just being self-aware.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so my best friend is child-free, and she has a puppy that is similar in age to my daughter. They're very similar developmentally, but she's not trying to arrange Zoom calls to do gymnastics classes for her dog. And she's not worried that her dog's lack of social interaction is going to cause them to become an emotionally stunted individual as an adult. Sure, we're both concerned about teething. They both poop weird and bite, but in the end, the goal, as you said, is different in having a dog versus raising a child.
Well, aren't animals like don't they top out, emotionally at some point? And isn't that kind of what you want out of an animal?
I've heard 3 and I've heard 5. So, because I mean, this is something I remember from biology class. I think if you looked at the brain structure of an animal, like a non-primate, a non-cetacean, and even most primates, but humans have a bigger frontal lobe, which is where most of the emotional development comes from. And most animals have a more pronounced hindbrain, which is where your lizard emotions, like your 3Fs and whatnot come from.
Right.
So, like, a dog can never... Okay, I'm not going to say that a dog can't be president. It just wouldn't do a very good job.
No. You can say that. You absolutely can say that. Because you're going to get...
I don't know what Trump's DNA looks like. Let's be honest.
Well, it's reptilian for sure, but like he's on the lower end of the spectrum. Like,
yeah,
he's like a garden snake. He's not very intelligent. However, smart enough to be elected president, I guess. So what do I know?
Guess.
He is reptilian. That's why he keeps standing up for global warming, because you have to make it so that his heat rock can be wherever it needs to be.
Hey, our winter was not that bad this year. So like global warming, ultimately, yeah, it's terrible. But like, is it so bad when we don't get like 19-degree days for like 30 days in a row? That's not too terrible.
Please don't tell my husband. We'll move to Cleveland if your winters stop getting bad.
Oh, hey, you're on your way.
Yeah, my car didn't spin out this year, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was pretty
we had
stoked.
a snowstorm like 2 weeks ago, but it doesn't matter anymore. So.
Doesn't it like melt automatically out there though?
Oh yeah, I mean it's gone 2 days max.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, Colorado is great, except I feel like we have people here kind of suck. Like, You know, like I was talking about this with somebody, you've got your, like, people think that they're special because they were born here. It's like, you know how people feel about immigrants? Like, I don't know if you have redneck relatives in Southern Ohio, but the way Jeremy's and my redneck relatives feel about immigrants in Southern Ohio is the way people in Colorado feel about people who weren't born in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a big Colorado native thing.
And so what you meant to say is a high concentration of white people.
Well, I mean, that's a given, right? Like, Colorado is really a misnomer. It's like no Colorado.
I saw a couple weeks ago, it was maybe a meme or something. It said Colorado is just Wakanda for white people, and that is so on point.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But it's not like there's no ethnic whites in Colorado. It's all like white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, the worst kind of whites.
I cried the first time I had like a real pizza in Colorado, which I've been here 20 years, and it was last year. I just started like openly weeping at the table.
That's, you know, it's funny because like I've heard people say that about like California. Like one of my best friends grew up out there. She moved back there for like 2 years and then came back here. And I was like, so like, what was one of the things that made you move back? She was like, dude, I forgot how bad fucking California pizza is. It's not even real.
Oh yeah, it's fucking terrible. Like I guess we would get this place called Garlics. Like they do have a lot of garlic in California, which is good, but you're not going to be able to get like the foldy, like greasy, like you're not going to be able to get Geraci's there. You're not going to be able to get whatever Master Pizza is called anymore. Like Donato's, like forget about it. Like
no.
Oh my gosh.
It's basically
I'm going crazy. I need to get to Ohio to get me some Parasons.
Yeah. Parasons in Akron?
Yeah, I love Parasons.
Oh, I haven't been there in forever. Or I mean, but if I'm in Akron, I'm going Luigi's.
Oh yeah, like for sure. Who is it? Like one of our relatives, I think, really likes Luigi's, and I know my mom used to like to go there.
Yeah, I think Mom liked to go there and drink.
I mean, but that's everywhere, Jeremy. Like be real.
Yeah, you're not wrong. My mom liked to go to Applebee's and drink, for God's sake. I would take her to Applebee's and put a straw in her Heineken, and she's a happy woman. Yeah.
Eye-opening. I also, just for the record, think it's funny that your mom drank German beer. Just going to leave that out there.
Well, that's what she liked. I'm not going to argue with her. I just argued with her on Diet Coke.
Did she? She started drinking that after she went to Amsterdam, right?
Yeah, I think so. Because I think Dad took her to the Heineken brewery, and must be what it was. So it reminded her of Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Right on.
I got this postcard from Mom when she was in Amsterdam, and so she was in Amsterdam, and I was at summer camp. And I just get this postcard that says, "I love this place," in big letters. And she spelled love wrong. So I knew she was having a good time.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom would love Colorado now. Mm-hmm. Except there's no place to actually go and, well, except for that place owned by the guys from Ween have like a bring your own cannabis spot.
Yeah, they're starting to, well, they were starting to bring in more stuff like that. Like I think the laws were changing or something. I mean, plus you can have shrooms in Denver now. They're decriminalized, I think, right? I don't know if that was really her jam, though. No,
I don't think it was. But because she would get sick with all the meds that she was on.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do shrooms because I might die. With all the meds that I'm on.
I'm good on psychedelics.
hippies will tell me, but shrooms aren't even a drug. I'm like, yeah, but I'm on antidepressants, stupid.
No,
Like, they
it's
don't
poison.
mix.
It's literally poison. You're poisoning your body. That's what it is, and it causes you to semi-hallucinate. I think shrooms are garbage too. I've never done acid, but I like with how fucked up my head is, and like with all the religion that's still in my brain from when I was a kid. I don't need to do acid because like I don't need to unlock doors that I fucking locked already.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. I'm not one of those weirdos that's like, everybody should do psychedelics. Unzip the doors of reality. It's just, no, there's some doors that need shut. But, it definitely clued me in on a few things that were going on in my head. But those days are past because it is more important for me to be stable than it is to, slowly chip away at my ego one dose at a time.
Personally, I like to credit the fact that I found the "It's Okay to Say No to Drugs" video on YouTube. I think that really helped you in your journey too.
It did. I can't believe that's up on YouTube.
So our mom had gotten us this record when we were kids that was just a bunch of, I don't know what genre of music it was, but it was like, it's okay to say no. And it was all about like saying no to drugs and stranger danger and whatever, which by the way is not things that you have to educate dogs about. I feel like dogs have pretty good instincts about stranger danger, for example.
Yeah. I mean, like they have primal instincts that, our brains don't immediately pick up on. Like I feel like I'm pretty intuitive. But like dogs can, unless your dog is just like a piece of shit and was raised wrong, dogs are a very, very good judge of character. Now I'm not one of those people that's like, if you don't like dogs, you're a bad person. Or if my dog doesn't like you, you're a bad person. Like, no, I don't necessarily believe that, but like, I do believe they can tell like when danger is around for sure. But that's not something that you can teach them, and it's not something that you can teach humans either.
Right.
I mean, only to a degree before, again, it tops out. I agree.
I just want to know how you teach a dog to not be racist.
Sesame Street Live.
What about Sesame Street Live?
How you told people mom and dad were kidnapping you so you could stay?
You demented little fuck.
Actually,
What?
I'm sure it was just mom in retrospect thinking about this story. Like, I wasn't actually there. I was too young. But
Yeah, I'm fairly certain I figured out that I was meant to live amongst the Muppets at a young age.
And you still haven't gotten to see that dream through yet.
I'm living with Nick Urich. He's as close to a Muppet as I'm going to get.
That's fair.
So, and then I had a Fraggle in my basement for a while, but that was years ago. Fraggle's now in Illyria.
well, good for him.
Yeah, he bought a house.
Wow.
Yeah, that administrator money is all right. So what I'm trying to figure out though is how do you make your dog not be racist? Because I've met so many racist dogs, and I can't explain it.
In my humble opinion, I firmly believe that much like people, racism is a taught behavior, not primal. That you don't grow up, or you're not supposed to grow up thinking people are different. So I think that that's just reflective of who the person really is that brought that dog up.
I mean,
So you need to
go
start
the
thinking
dog
about your
park
friends.
in America. Who is at the dog park, right? Like, it is white people.
Yeah, white
So your
people.
Yeah, that must be it. They go to too many dog parks.
Yeah,
'Cause
I mean, so I have a lot of friends. Like, most of my friends are white because I live here. But I do have some friends that are not white. It is only my white friends that post about their fur babies.
Yeah.
My friends who are not white post about their pets, but there is a boundary between this is my pet and this is a human child. I have never seen someone who is not white bring their chihuahua into a brewery, mainly because I live in Colorado. But I also don't think that the problem I have with people wanting their dogs to be everywhere they are is it is pronounced in Ohio. Maybe this is an indicator of what money does to stupid people, because Colorado does tend to be more affluent than Ohio.
Yeah.
Which is why I paid twice as much for my house as my cousin, and yet my cousin has a house twice as big as mine on a corner lot.
It's ridiculous how big that house is.
It is such a nice house, though. Like, that was when Scott started thinking, man, maybe we should move to Ohio. And I'm like, yeah, we could fucking buy a mansion in Shaker Heights for what we paid for this house. Like,
yeah, you're not wrong. But it's my theory on why there's so many dogs at breweries in Colorado is Colorado has achieved peak whiteness with no one to tell them any differently. They're able to bring their little dogs with them wherever they go. Whereas here, there's a list of like dog-friendly restaurants and breweries that you can take your pets to. It's not assumed that your dog is welcome.
Go ahead, Jordan.
I was just gonna say that's just Cleveland. Like that's just like hey, we're gonna let everybody who works in this place or who owns this place make up their own fucking rules. Don't bother us with this stupid bullshit. If they say you can't have your fucking dog, don't take your fucking dog. It's simple.
Sure. Yeah, we had when I was still working, my office building had a tenant that had somehow negotiated their lease to allow their office workers to bring their pets. And it cost a lot of it was such fucking bullshit. Like, so I have pretty bad allergies. I can't be in an elevator with a golden retriever. And when I lived in an apartment, like, this was just something I had to live with, and I took the stairs a lot. But I wasn't going to take the stairs up to my 33rd floor office. So these kids, and it was all, like, younger people who were bringing these, like, little dogs that have no functional purpose with them to work. Mm-hmm. And so finally they negotiated this agreement where they could bring their dogs, but they could only use the freight elevator. And that was just, that's not fair. Like, why should some lawyer's suit matter more than my puppy dog? And it's like, well, first of all, that lawyer's suit costs more than your dog. Second of all, people are allergic to dogs, and those people's rights matter more than your dog's. And I think that comes to the crux of my argument is that I am a human being and I have rights. My daughter is a human being. She has rights. Your dog is not a human being. Your dog has some rights, but those do not trump the rights of a human being.
They do not.
Well, I mean, like, and I feel like this is an argument that I used to like, that I snuffed out of my own lexicon years ago because I was tired of people being like, "Oh my God, you're heartless." But like, like no matter what way you slice it, I'm not going to say, like, if Charles Manson was in the middle of the street and dog was in the middle of the street and a truck was coming down, I'd probably save the dog. Same thing with Adolf Hitler. So it's kind of like fucking case by case thing.
Sure.
But, like, inherently, no matter what, a human life is going to trump any animal's life. And I stopped saying that years ago, but, like, nah, I don't care. It's the truth.
Yeah.
And that's just it. Like, you can't have peanuts in school anymore. Like, why do dogs need to be everywhere? There are a lot of people with allergies.
Yeah, 100%. That is a totally fair argument. Like, I don't know if you've seen the one Ricky Gervais special. It came out a couple years ago when he talks about having peanuts on a plane. And he asked for peanuts, and he was in first class. And the lady comes, she goes, "Oh, there's somebody on this plane with a peanut allergy." And he was like, "Okay, is she in first class?" And they were like, "No." And he's like, "I don't see the problem then." They're like, "Well, if it's in the air, it could kill her." And he's like, "I don't know if this makes me a bad person or not, but I thought to myself, I wish I'd have brought my own peanuts."
I mean, I don't know. I'm so mixed on that because I have a nut allergy and a peanut allergy, but it's not that severe because I grew up in the 80s and we didn't even know I was allergic to nuts until I was like 14. My mom just assumed I was sickly. Actually, no, I take that back. My grandmother was the one who called me sickly as a child. But they just you know, I got allergy tested when I was 14. But, you know, kids have more severe allergies than they do, certainly. And I don't think you should walk into a Thai restaurant and expect them to be able to control for your allergies. But peanuts are kind of a shitty snack. Like, I think they should offer they do offer alternatives. What is it? Southwest gives you, like, pretzels and Oreos and, like, all this shit. I mean, that's, like, a whole nother issue, all this food shit. Like, I get so annoyed when I go to a restaurant and they can't tell me if there are nuts in something, but they can tell me it's gluten-free.
What?
Oh, yeah. No, this happens to me a lot. And it's so obnoxious, especially with my in-laws, because I have an in-law who is gluten-free, but not really, you know? But they can't always tell me when there are nuts in something, or like my mother-in-law always forgets.
Oh.
Well, she also doesn't think my dog allergy is real. So that's, you know, I ruin holidays because my sister-in-law can't bring her dog.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
It's your house.
Yeah,
you bought it. You make the rules.
You know, and we don't have a fence. Well, now we have one side of our fence, but not the other side. But back then we didn't have a fence. And then she finds out that we had a dog growing up. And then she's like, aha! Like, she's exposed my allergies, right? Like, as a fraud. And so Jeremy and I are just looking at her, and it's like, yeah, we had a dog because my parents didn't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. The first dog we had, they got before I was born, maybe? Is that right, Jeremy?
Yeah, we got that dog before you were born because we had it at the Ellison house.
Yeah,
so,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was like a year before you were born. Like, I remember riding around on that dog when it was a puppy and going, mush, Abby, mush. So,
why her temperament was so mild compared to the other Abby was like old Abby 1, if you will, had to deal with young Jeremy, and old Abby, or new Abby 2, only had teenagers around, so she was kind of wild. You really need babies to tame dogs.
Yeah. See, and that's why you should.
Oh,
go ahead, Jordan.
All right. What I was going to say is, what a way to depersonalize a dog. Just when one dies, you get another one and you name it the same thing.
Yeah.
Just name them all. That way every dog is you know, whatever, what was the name?
Abby.
It's just every Abby. And it's just like, they're like androids. Like, oh, Abby 16 was like a favorite. Yeah.
I mean, and they were the same breed too. They weren't, I mean, they were probably related because all purebred dogs are inbred as fuck, but they weren't from the same breeder or anything, but they were the same breed.
Whose idea was to name Abby? Is it Mom's idea or was it Stephanie's idea?
I don't remember because I feel like there was some argument about what to name the dog, and I think it was just kind of like, we give up, let's just name her Abby.
Fair enough.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. That Abby was scared of.
You can't do that with children, right? Like, I have a friend who is the product of a second marriage. The dad left his old family to have this new family, and he wanted to give the sons the same name, and the mom had to be like, you can't do that. You can't have two sons with the same name. I mean,
that's like some Mormon shit.
They're not Mormon. But yeah, I mean, it is.
That's just fucking, it's same principle, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you saying George Foreman is Mormon?
I mean, they changed their mind about in like 1978, right?
Yeah, they did. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only 10 years before I was born. So that's, good on the march. What did they call them before that, though? Somebody want to?
Mud people.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Of course, you're the one that says it out loud.
Well, he can get away with it.
That's true.
I mean, I've said much worse things out loud. That's why I can get away with it.
That's why I can't let Violet listen to this podcast. We just show her pictures of you so she's not scared of you someday. Scary Uncle Daddy. Which was one of that was the Ogrins, right? Where you were Scary Uncle Daddy.
Yeah, I was, I don't know. I think Gwen called me Scary Uncle. I know she called me Daddy once, and that freaked me out.
Yeah.
But that was pre-Scott. So that was fine. But now we're, I'm Uncle Jeremy to too many people to be anything else. Not Scary Uncle Daddy, not scared. Because it's other people's kids that are scared of me.
Yeah.
Like when I took Julian to their concerts when we lived in Fairlawn, and they waved at me. All their little people that were around were terrified that there was this fat man with long hair and a fedora and a leather jacket waving back at them.
I mean, remember when you went to go pick me up at HB?
Yes.
Mrs. West,
yes, I
Mrs.
did.
West, there's a Nazi in the school.
Yeah.
You got called a Nazi?
Well,
Because he had shaved his head and he had his, so he had a patch and it was a swastika, but it was crossed out. And, so private school does a lot for a person. And I feel like, for me personally, I don't take shit from men because I went to an all-girls school. But it doesn't make you smarter. So, and it certainly doesn't prepare you for diversity, let's say.
No, and IQ is an IQ. And which is another point that, I don't care how smart your German Shepherd is. I don't give a shit how smart your collie is. It doesn't know how to distinguish between, right and wrong. A dog doesn't know right and wrong.
It only knows what it's going to get yelled at for and what it doesn't.
Exactly. And so if you're encouraging your piece of shit dog to bite somebody or be an attack dog, your dog, you raise that dog to be a machine that, bites, hunts, kills. I wanted to go back to one thing you guys, that you were saying before, is that you said people of color, you've never seen, somebody bringing in their, fucking little dog into a bar or something. And it's funny because me and my fiance were just watching the old Jackass videos yesterday, and we were watching Bam Margera beat up his dad. And I just looked over at her and I was like, do you realize that this would never happen in a black person's home? If their kid tried to wake them up at 4 a.m. by being an obnoxious fuck, that kid would have his ass kicked. And it's that just the shit white people get away with, and raising their dogs as children is one of them.
Yeah. And, raising shitty children who, yell at cops with no consequence is another.
It gave me the idea that I think we need big burly guys with guns to start going to Black Lives Matters protests and just be the ugly white people with guns, where the guns actually need to be.
Yeah. But I mean, what is the intersection of people who are in both groups, right? I know lots of people who have guns. I can probably think of one who'd be down for that. maybe.
Yeah, I can't think of any. Because even my Jewish biker friends with guns, they wouldn't go to protests with guns because they don't want
it's
people.
dumb. Like, that's not the point of a protest. When you're going somewhere armed, especially with like a weapon that is designed to kill people as opposed to deer, like, the message you're sending is that if I'm not going to get my way, like, I have other ways of getting my way.
Yeah.
I mean, you can also fend off 30 to 40 feral hogs or whatever. Like,
Well, that just happens so frequently here in the U.S. that I would understand wanting to own a sub-automatic, machine gun. I get it, because there's often 40 pigs coming at me.
I mean, there are more rural parts of the country. Like, if I lived in Montana where my in-laws live, I probably would have a gun just because you need something when the cops are 50 minutes away, regardless of what's wrong.
Oh, no, I'm not anti-gun per se at all. But, like, I also think that, like, to own one, it should not just be a simple background check. Like, you should have to take a psychology test. Just like they do with cops when they determine they don't even do a good enough job with that.
I was gonna say.
Determine who can be cops and who can't. Like, it should be like a rigorous test, and then you're allowed to own a gun. And like, if there's any kind of like wavering thing, like answer, like, no, you can't own a gun. We don't know you're not gonna walk into a fucking, is it a mosque? Is that what they call them?
Yes.
Yes.
And fucking shoot people. You know what I mean? Or whatever the circuit, but it's always a white person who does it, so like it's not hard to assume that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always is. This brings up a good point, though. You know who should not be raising dogs? Cops.
I just said German Shepherds like 5 minutes ago. I know, it's awful.
Yeah, you can't. You're raising all these racist dogs, and because they realize they get more treats if they bark at black people like they have weed.
Something similar, though, I guess, in the raising of dogs and the raising of children. If you have more than 4, you're a hoarder.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
There should be a limit like there is in China. There should be a limit in the U.S.
I mean, I'm not going to go that far. The way that they enforced the one-child policy in China is horrifying. Like mountains of aborted fetuses. Not an exaggeration. But I also think that, and maybe this is why some people would rather have a pet than a child, it's a lot easier not to have children these days. And so I think a lot of people just go through life and all of a sudden they're too old or whatever to have kids, and so they have dogs instead. But
yeah,
it's just that, it's so easy not to have children. You just don't need to have more than 4.
I don't, like I said, you don't even need that many. Like 2 is good. And like if you're worried about what gender your 2 children might come out, then you definitely shouldn't have kids in the first place. Like two's your limit. And let's not enforce it in the way that China does. But like when they, when the baby comes out, or the dad is whoever, it can be elective for both people. But somebody has to get it, and they just take your pieces out, take your parts out, or whatever, tie them up, and then no more kids.
Hang on, one of my fur babies is trying to knock my bowl off the off the table. We can't have that. This is glass. Shit. It's not expensive at all. That's why I got it. But yeah,
classy.
The cats are. You can't raise a cat. I don't know. What was that?
The cat raises you. You're a cat person. Enjoy your cats.
I will.
Violet doesn't even know the sign language for cat. She can do dogs. She loves dogs, but no thank you to cats.
Yeah, well, I understand. Like, it's, I still wake up. I still have some mild allergy to cats. So I'll wake up occasionally and be like, oh no, I can't breathe. But it's worth it because I love kitties.
You said fur baby though, and just that term, like if you use that term in not a derogatory way, you like your Facebook privileges taken away for a year, or like people need to be sheltered from you and your animal loving child bullshit, in my opinion.
If you come on Facebook on Mother's Day and wish a happy Mother's Day to your fellow fur moms, unless you're talking about moms who are also furries.
Yeah.
Light them on fire. You gotta go.
Hammer.
Gotta go.
You know what? I don't see enough moms in full fursuits nursing their children. Like, I think that should be a thing. I think if you're going to be a furry mom and you're going to dress up as a cow, you got to put udders on and nurse that baby.
But wait,
Brittany from camp did a burlesque act like that with udders.
But like, do you wear when you're nursing your baby? Do you wear the costume upside down so that like you can put the tit through the thing?
No,
you know what I mean?
You just have an udder where a boob would normally
just grow an
be.
udder. Just grow an udder.
Yeah, you just turn your parts into teats. That's all I'm saying. Nursing fursuits. It's just something I want to see.
I mean, I guess with tubing and pumped milk or formula, you could make that happen pretty easily. Jeremy, like, don't talk like this isn't a thing that probably exists in that community. Like, I mean, I think the furries are maybe a lot better at dealing with Nazis than the rest of us are, but other than that, I don't give them much credit.
I think he just outed himself for being into something that he
no.
You just slid it in there like, I'm going to see if I can just, hey, this is normal behavior, right, guys?
No, I'm definitely not into that. Although our dear friend Marlon Fears put a video of somebody spraying milk over a bunch of hippies at a festival, and that was hilarious.
That is pretty funny. That's great.
Yeah, that's Marlon. He may be retarded, but he finds the dankest Facebook videos.
I you know what? We're allowed to say that word. I don't care. That's the one people are not taking away from me. I'm sorry.
Well,
I mean,
he's
you do
retarded
you.
though.
I know he is, but like, I kind of go by like the Michael Scott theory on retarded. Like, you don't call retarded people retarded. It's in bad taste. You call your friends retards when they're acting retarded. Like, that's the way I like to view it. I don't just say somebody who is actually retarded. I don't go, haha, that person's retarded. I try to have a little class.
So they come up with euphemisms for people with special needs. I can't say that word. I'm sorry, you guys.
Fair enough.
So then kids use them in the same way. Like when I was a cashier at Target, there were these two kids, like, and the brother is like screwing around or something, and the kid's like, the other girl is like, you're acting like a special needs kid. So it's like, is special needs kid a slur now? Like,
that is way more offensive to me than being like, Jeremy's a retard, like, Jeremy, you have special needs, retard.
You can just tell me that I have special needs. I'm okay with being special needs boy. I do have special needs. I need head scritchies and ice cream.
And weed.
Those are my
So are you saying that if they had given you heads, whatever, and ice cream in school, maybe you would have done better? Like,
No, I never would have been better at school. I'm not cool in school, man.
Yeah. No, and I mean, it's so interesting because, like, I think this goes back to parenting, right? Is you can have a dumb dog and a smart dog, but it doesn't really matter. But you can have a dumb kid and a smart kid, and the dumb kid might do better in school, and that's not something you have to worry about with your dogs, right? Like, so
No.
you're the smartest of our siblings, which I know sounds weird, but I think
because a dog is equally cute if it's smart or dumb. Like a dog, like there's an equalizer there. Whereas it's like, if your kid's really smart and like does really well in school and is like perceptive and all this shit, you're like, oh my God, my kid is smart and maybe ugly or cute. You know, you're not sure 100% yet. Or if your kid's really dumb, like, you know, like football players, but they're probably pretty cute kids. You know what I mean? But they're probably dumb as fuck. So there's, you know, that those things level each other out where it's like dumb dog, smart dog, whatever. In the middle, if it's cute, whatever. Mm-hmm. Whereas your kid might be Bill Gates, but he also might look like Bill Gates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I look like this. So I was doomed.
Yeah, I feel like there was kind of so all of the brains kind of went on a downward slope, but then so did like the attractiveness kind of got better as your parents had kids. I don't know. Although I don't know, Hordano, if you've seen pictures of Jeremy as a baby, but he had curly blonde hair and rosy cheeks. He was such a cute baby.
I feel like I may have seen maybe one picture of him when he was younger, but he'd be smart to keep that shit away from me. I'm the one who's on our Instagram.
Yeah. Well, if you ever need some, I have all of our family pictures.
Fantastic. It's Jeremy's sister at gmail.com, right?
Yes.
Sure, let's pretend.
Yeah. I think the worst part about the fur baby phenomenon, though, is that, I hate it when they infiltrate Mother's Day and Father's Day with their lies. It just it's the same thing as like single moms wanting part of Father's Day.
Let's be honest though. Like, let's be honest. Mother's Day and Father's Day, and like this is not a dig on anybody who's into that. Like everybody celebrates it no matter what. But it's either way, they're both bullshit Hallmark holidays. They're not real.
Oh, yeah, entirely.
But
the one who created Mother's Day actually protested against it in later years because of what it did.
That's fantastic. But like keep your if these are the bullshit Hallmark commercial days we reserved for our actual parents, go fuck off with you and your bullshit animal. I don't care. Nobody cares.
I'm just I'm picturing now the pictures of animals that are gonna it bothers me so much. Like you don't have to pay for your dog to go to college. It's just not.
No, I mean but we have friends like Tim Cornette, for example, who fucking trains dogs for a living, but is a realist. Does not treat his animals like human beings. He treats them like fucking the way they're supposed to be treated. Not bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he treats them like dogs, and he treats them like good dogs.
And I was trying to avoid the term, he treats them like dogs because there's a negative connotation with that. But like he does, like he treats them the way dogs are supposed to be treated, not like human beings. He doesn't, humanize them, I guess would be the right word.
Right. And he thinks he's one of these people that thinks that humanizing your dog is actually bad for training them.
I agree.
I mean, how many dogs do you know that are somebody's baby that aren't like just total shits? Like,
oh yeah, I see on a regular basis dogs that are not trained, but they're in little papooses, but they can't stop barking.
Oh yeah, like I had a friend in high school who had another friend who had a dog that was her baby. And she had to bring it everywhere, and it was big enough that it should have been like toilet trained, and it still went on the pad all the time. And she wasn't going to get him fixed. And it was just like a fucking nightmare. But he was her baby, so he had to come to her slumber parties. It's like, you know what? I get a fucking babysitter if I want to go to a slumber party. I've been to one wedding I've been to two weddings. And one, the baby was invited because it was her birthday. And the other, I had my parents watch her. And I mean, you know, it's funny, like, our parents have a dog, and they spoil that dog, but there is an intellectual understanding that that dog is not their child, and they are willing to make sacrifices for their children.
Yes.
Do they spoil your kid more than they do the dog?
Oh, absolutely. I
Then
mean,
there you go.
Close. It's close.
But that's
there
the
was
separation,
champagne
though.
at Reggie's birthday.
Yeah, I still love that Dad named his dog after bad weed.
Wait, he didn't name it Abby?
No.
No.
This is Reggie. Reggie.
I thought it was a family tradition.
It's a boy, and the other two were girls. He'd never had a boy dog before.
Reggie.
But he does take Reggie out on play dates with like 18 other dogs of the same breed.
Reggie had a birthday party?
Yeah.
All right. See, now we're getting into territory that's not permissible. That's not okay. And the only reason your dad can get away with that is because he could go to court over it and probably win. So because that's egregious. That's fucking egregious. You don't have a birthday party for a dog.
And he doesn't have, like...
That was one thing I was going to say.
His experiences with his own son, maybe?
Yeah. Your replacement is a dog. Your replacement is a dog.
I'm sure that dog is less of a disappointment than I am. So
I was going to say that, though. Just like real quick is
look,
like
my son's friends all look the same.
I don't know. It's very like for old people, it's different. It's, you know, like you said, they don't have a person growing up in their home anymore. So like they have to make Wednesday cool. And if your dog's birthday is Wednesday, then like whatever.
Oh yeah, I mean they all drank champagne at the dog's party, so it's not like, you know.
See, give the dog champagne, and then like we have a YouTube video out of it.
I think dogs were funnier on weed, personally, but that's me.
We used to have a dog that that lived like was my roommate's dog, and he was a horrible dog, but we loved him. His name was Elvis, and we used to like pour him like, I know this is bad and people are gonna get mad, whatever. We used to pour him like water bowls, like a beer in a water bowl. And he would fucking circle pit around it and bark. And then like he would like get up real close to it, like as he's running and like lick. It would like the beer would be swirling in the bowl. That's how fast he was. Fucking hilarious. And we used to get the dog drunk, and he's fine. He's still alive. Whatever.
Okay.
There was.
See, I can't do that with my baby. I mean, she had a nosebleed yesterday, and she was acting really hyper. So I joked about drug use, but I can't give her drugs. I wouldn't if I could. My mom told me to never do cocaine because it hurts your nose.
Yes. Yep. That was Mom's big revelation too. That was her anti-drug speech. Don't do cocaine; it'll hurt your nose.
So your mom was Danny McBride from Eastbound and Down. Yeah, I got injured. I hurt my nose.
Mom was kind of like
much.
Carrie Fisher, almost.
Ah, right on. Okay. She's a party.
Yeah, I will often tell stories about our mom, and people will be like, was your mom Carrie Fisher?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Mom was cool.
She really
was a cool lady.
Yeah, she really was.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna ask you where we can find you on the internet because nobody should find you.
No.
But is there anything you want to plug?
I want to plug my awesome brother, Jeremy Shear. Keep listening to the podcast, dude.
All right, that'll work. Sister of mine, thank you very much for coming on the show.
You're so welcome. It was a pleasure.
All right. So, Jordan, I don't think we're going to find anybody that hates pet parents as much as my sister.
No, there is another.
I won't apologize again. I'm a repeat offender. You can see right through my skin. I don't care about making mistakes. I keep setting up and falling out my face. Feed me numbing agents. Drag me to the ring. Another discharge vapor. Diagnosed in drunkenness. I keep a bruise in my brain and under the punches. And I was meant to take.
This has been a Lousy Weather Media Network production. Find new episodes and archives at lousyweathermedia.com.